back, guys, to another episode of Collectors with Cards Drinking Coffee. Today we have actually a guest we had on before. Before we did the video, the visual aspect of this podcast, me and him have grown quite the bond here over the last few months, and many of you probably already know who he is. He's one of the biggest PokeTubers out there in the world. Very a different type of Pokemon YouTuber. He's a little vlog style, and he collects.
I'm weird.
He collects.
I'm weird. You can just say it.
This is a weird dude. I'd like to welcome back for the second time here, Real Breaking Nate. Nate, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you for letting me be back on the pod. I'm very excited because we had fun the first time around, which we were trying to figure out like almost close to a year ago.
Yeah.
When I was on your podcast, and just like you said, we have grown quite the friendship over the past year, and not just on a Pokemon level, but also on a very just kind of personal level too, not involving Pokemon. So that's been really nice to get to know you more and just to talk to you in general.
Yeah, it's been fun. We've been able to help each other out through some things, and you know, spitball ideas, and talk about how much we're gonna hang out with each other in person, but it still hasn't happened.
Well, you know, there's a better chance now than there was previously because we do live a lot closer now.
That's true. So we'll get there eventually. But yeah, man, how have you been?
I've been doing. I gotta apologize. I actually don't like coffee.
Not a problem. Not a problem.
But I did bring something that's even better than coffee.
Careful.
I brought Zevia.
Oh, I've never heard of it.
Oh, don't even get me started. Don't even get me. Have you really never heard of this?
I have not.
It is. It tastes just like a Coke or a Pepsi or a root beer, any of that type of stuff, but it's literally zeros across the board here. Nothing. Not even sodium. There's nothing in it. It's clear and it tastes exactly like it. I'm telling you.
That makes me skeptical. I am
5 ingredients. Only 5 ingredients in this.
What are they? Do we know? Are they secret?
No, I can tell you right here. We got carbonated water, stevia leaf extract, tartaric acid, natural flavors, and citric acid.
Interesting.
That was 5, right? Yeah, I
think so. Well, so stevia. I have a dietitian now that I talk to. For those that know, I have stomach issues. I've talked about it before in my podcast, but she's recommended a stevia for just a sweetener in general for whatever I feel like eating or drinking, right? So I haven't dove into it. I heard that it's an acquired taste. I actually don't really need sweeteners. I enjoy kind of the flavors, the natural flavors, I guess, that I have. Sure, it's hard to stomach some of those shakes that I drink, but I'm able to do it, so why add something? But I hear good things, and I hear another good thing from you, so maybe it is worth a try to mix it up every now and then.
If you're ever feeling adventurous, try it. I'm telling you, it'll change your life. I mean, that's pretty much all we exclusively drink in our household now is water and Zevia, and then a good sugar-free Red Bull to start the morning.
Nice. Well, use code Breaking Nate
at checkout.
But we were just chatting before. I didn't answer your question, but you asked if I had any eventful day. So prior to us hopping on this call, I was out on the road being adventurous for like the past hour and a half. Dave Portnoy, the owner of Barstool Sports and the pizza review guy, are you familiar with Dave Portnoy? He was actually 10 minutes away from me doing a pizza review, and I was maybe 5-10 minutes late. I brought Pokemon packs, like I was going to try to open them with him, and I didn't catch them. Started driving around for the next like hour and a half or so, like looking for the next pizza spot, hanging out at pizza spots to see if he would be there. But it seemed like that was the last one for the day because he's back in Detroit now. But if he's sticking around for another day or so, I might try to make that happen
That's pretty
because
exciting.
yeah. So just the fact that it almost happened was exciting, and if I'm able to make it happen, that could be pretty sweet, pretty game changing. So
I'm wishing you the best of luck. Keep me updated if it happens.
will do, absolutely.
I mean, that is exciting. You know, it's fun to try to make things like that happen.
Yeah.
You know, and you're trying to involve Pokemon with it, which is awesome in its own too. So, um, I think you can make it happen.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, I think so. We'll see. I mean, we saw Leonhardt tweet out to Katy Perry the other day, and she said sure. So anything can happen these days, especially with how big Pokemon has gotten, and it's obviously getting. They're just hitting the headlines for articles for everybody. So
Absolutely. I mean, it's blowing up. It really. I mean, and it's crazy to see it blow up before the 25th anniversary, too. You know, it wasn't like the 25th anniversary re-sparked people's interest in Pokemon. This happened before 25th anniversary hit. I mean, we were on the road to it, but
all aboard the hype train, and yeah, there's been a lot of interesting events that have been happening. I know the skateboard, the Pikachu Bear Walker skateboard that got kind of like re-released today.
Yep, there we go. Temporarily.
Temporarily. Oh, is it still, or was that a screenshot?
No, that's what my actual screen looks like right now. That is not a screenshot.
So
that is
because it was supposed to drop again around, that's what they said, around 4 p.m. Eastern time, right? I forgot about it. 4:04. I was like, oh, went to the website, got that screen. It's been like that since.
Yeah, I mean, I can, and then there's times where I can log in, and then it'll just kick me right off. Like I can't even. It'll kick me off of being logged in.
Wow.
And then I'll have to try to re-log back in, and it's like, yeah, it's a little like, it's a bummer, obviously because it's such a neat looking skateboard, but at the same time, I'm not gonna let it like bring me down and ruin my day. You know what I mean? Like if I get it, I get it. If I don't get it, oh well.
Right.
There's gonna be so much 25th anniversary merch this year that it's gonna be insane. I'd love to have it, but I got the Charizard one hanging on my wall.
Oh, that's right.
So I can't even skateboard.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it's funny. People complain a lot about all the scalpers, and there's like comments of you don't even know how to skateboard. Why are you buying this and listing it for a lot? It's like I don't even know how to play the Pokemon game, and I have a lot of Pokemon cards. So
that is such a good point.
Yeah. So it's same concept. I think of I don't really care. I'm going to buy it because I want it, and yeah.
I'm pretty sure I am the maybe one of the very few people that have actually tried to skateboard on the Bear Walker skateboards, because I actually have tried to use them, which I know a lot of people saw it and were like, no, don't do it. And I was like, I got to, it's a skateboard. I got to try.
Yeah. How'd that go?
I tried and, not good. Not good at all.
Yeah. I've never been able, I don't have balance. I'm very athletic, but I can't rollerblade, can't skateboard, wakeboard, like whatever balance. No, any balance.
I went through a very hardcore, like trying to roller skate, like super, super good. And it was all thanks to the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie. There was, the very first one where there's this, not skateboarding, or roller skating. There was this roller skating scene. And I loved it so much, and I was like, oh, I want to be like a Power Ranger. I want to roller skate. So I went through this hardcore roller skating phase.
That's kind of surprising. It wasn't Brink, Team Pup and Suds that.
What,
the Disney movie Brink? You don't know Brink?
No.
Oh my goodness.
We're talking Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
We're talking Brink. Did you have a childhood? Did you watch Disney movies?
I was more of a Nickelodeon person.
Wow. So Johnny Tsunami, Brink, Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off. None of this? None of that? Oh man, this is a problem.
I'm more, like I said, I'm more Nickelodeon.
Okay.
Like, Double Dare, Salute Your Shorts, Ren and Stimpy, Rugrats. That's.
I was all three: Cartoon Network, Ed and Eddie, Johnny Bravo.
Cartoon
Dexter's
Network.
Laboratory. Yeah, I was all three.
I
I wasn't the Disney shows, but the Disney Channel original movies. The with the mouse.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that thing with the little glow stick. Only those.
My name is blah blah blah, and you're watching the Disney Channel.
Exactly. Yeah, that was huge. I mean, it was yeah, it was Nickelodeon during the day, Cartoon Network for night, and then 8 o'clock was the Disney Channel original movies on Fridays. That's how it was. I'm really surprised.
You know, well, I will also attribute it to this could possibly be a reason because when I was a kid, as far as like we just had the basic cable package,
Mhm.
and the Disney Channel was not part of the basic cable package. It was like one of
Oh,
the highest tiers, so
exclusive.
it didn't become like a regular channel till probably I was in like I want to say maybe middle school.
Oh wow. Yeah, then
So it
you
was for a very long time. So I missed out on a lot of
mhm.
that stuff
You
just because
did.
it wasn't in that lineup of just kind of like regular channels.
Mhm. Well, I would advise you to go through and watch those, but I don't know how it would come off to an adult. I mean, looking back at it, the nostalgic for a nostalgic feeling for anything,
Mhm.
it's hard to like force on a new one because it just doesn't fit. Like it doesn't feel right. So I don't know if that'll work out for you, but
It's very interesting to just go back and watch anything from your childhood.
mhm,
It can be very difficult to sit there and watch it like you did as a kid.
right.
Because you could sit there as a kid and you could watch, you know, 20 episodes of whatever Rugrats, and you go
Mhm.
back now and you try to watch 2 episodes, and you're just like, all right, I'm done. I
Yeah.
got things. You don't hate it. You're just like, I got things to do.
Mhm.
So it can be very, very difficult.
Yeah. Yeah. Although I did do that with Hey Arnold. I went all the way through Hey Arnold not too long ago, so that was kind of cool. Um, but hey, this is a Pokemon podcast. Maybe we talk a little bit more
Oh,
about Pokemon. Uh,
sure. Why not?
um, now you have your own podcast as well, which I hopped on early on
Hmm.
as well.
Yeah.
The Shadowless podcast, right? You're doing that with Jordan Fringe.
And this year we have evolved
Hmm.
the Shadowless podcast because now it is a trifecta of hosts. We have myself, we have Mr. Jordan Fringe, and the one and only Super Duper Danny
Wow.
is now a permanent host as well for the Shadowless podcast. And I love Danny so much.
Hmm.
We spent a lot of time together. In 2019, we went to the Detective Pikachu premiere in LA together, and E3, and Pokemon Go Fest, and VidCon together. So we really created such a wonderful friendship, and we had collaborated before 2019 as well.
Hmm.
So it's fantastic. I think Danny is such a creative mind,
Hmm.
and she's just a fun person to just be around and talk to. So
Yeah.
she's now permanently hosting with us as well.
Awesome.
So
That's exciting. She's actually on my whiteboard here on my list of next people to ask to be on the podcast. So,
you're
um,
gonna love talking to Super Duper.
sweet.
She's so awesome.
Yeah, I've had the pleasure of speaking with her a few times, just through Instagram messages, but nothing voice to voice, face to face
Yeah.
yet. So looking forward to that. If we can get it set up, I'll need you to throw in a good word for me.
Oh,
Um,
I will. I will. Absolutely. Absolutely.
well, that's good. I mean, adding on a third person is interesting. I mean, we're seeing a lot of podcasts pop up now, um, and
Hmm.
a lot of them are solo or bringing on guests such as mine and yours. And
Hmm.
um, I started another podcast with a friend of mine, Collectible Conversations. So, I kind of felt like that was an outlier of having a co-host because I mean, I saw it was you and Jordan, right? And
Yeah.
then you just went ahead and one up me and added another person. So that's no, that's
It's good for the especially the banter.
hmm
The we already had a lot of banter
yeah.
beforehand, and now it just it almost tripled it, the banter, and it's so good. Um, and in terms of having 3 people, it's really nice because if you need to take a little bit of a breather
hmm
during the podcast, just to kind of catch your thoughts, catch your breath a little bit. You do still have 2 people there that are,
Yeah.
that are talking and hosting. So if I need to take a break, or Jordan needs to take a break, or Danny needs to take a break, you still have the conversation going,
Hmm.
and it really keeps the energy moving along nicely.
Do you still have guests on every week? And you're still doing one episode a week, right?
Yeah, every single Wednesday it drops on iTunes, Spotify, basically anywhere you listen to podcasts. We've been doing it since January 1st of 2020,
Mm-hmm.
and we've never missed a single week.
Wow, that's
So every
exciting.
single week,
And
we do have some.
you have a guest every week or no? Most
No,
weeks.
not a guest every
Okay.
week. Um, but we do have some more guests lined up. Hopefully, you'll come back on
Yeah,
as well.
absolutely. It's always fun.
So,
I've finally opened up my schedule a little bit more now and been able to hop on some other people's content, their podcasts. Yeah, I'm pulling back here now on the daily YouTube uploads. It's become too much for me with having, my core business of selling cards and
mhm.
um, doing 4 podcasts a week basically at this point, and then trying to add in just the time of taking out highlights or doing other random videos is just
Mhm.
literally it's just too much. It's
Uh,
so I got to
the
take
the
that step back.
the grind is real.
Hmm.
You don't realize it until you kind of dive in, head first, and realize like how much time it takes to even just put one video together.
Hmm.
You'd be sitting there for hours on end, and to do that every single day, even if you take a day off, you're not really taking a day off,
Right. Yeah.
because I don't upload on Wednesdays, but I'm filming Thursday's video on Wednesday,
Hmm.
and then I'm getting up early on Thursday to edit the video and then upload it.
Hmm.
And Thursday night I film Friday's video, so there's really no
Yeah.
day off per se.
Right. You could just maybe take a couple hours like
Yeah.
later, but yeah, it's still just not, it's just nonstop. So, and yeah, because I don't, my, again, I love the podcast stuff. It's easy for me to do. I do really enjoy doing it, and it's not my main source of income. So it's just like, I can't be focusing all this time on something that's just for fun, right? I have to
Hmm.
put most of my time in what pays the bills and then build up
Yeah.
that side hobby, right? And until it gets to that point, then sure, I'll put a lot more time into it, but we'll see if we get there. Now,
I mean, yeah, just balance things out,
mhm,
and
yeah,
that's basically what I did. When I started off content creating, I was working at a donut shop
hmm,
making donuts, and then doing that during the day. Then I come home, make videos, and upload, and I do that every single day.
yeah. And then it
So,
finally took over and you shifted, and then now you're doing
mhm,
this and you're going to add on another side hustle and until you keep doing it and make a bunch of
mhm.
money and get a bunch of fans and have the best time that you can have. So,
I really just want Psyduck stuff. That's really, uh, Psyduck stuff. I just honestly just like making people smile
yeah.
and laugh. There's nothing better than like when you see a comment and someone's like, "Oh, that was such a funny part when you made that joke," or "This
Hmm.
video really brightened my day." Like I love that. I love
Yeah.
that so much that I just want people to leave the videos with a smile.
Hmm.
That's really all at the end of the day for me. I
Right.
just want to put some positivity out there in the world.
Positive vibes. Look at the sweatshirt. Check out link
That's right.
below or in all of Nate's videos. Um,
The merch that I never promote.
the merch that you never provide. So I do have a couple questions here on the business side of your podcast. Now that you added in a third person,
Hmm.
I mean, is that podcast monetized?
Nope.
No. So I guess that makes it easy then off the bat. You don't have to worry about kind of signing contracts and figure out who owns what percentage of the podcast and doing all that, right? Is that
Well,
because
we all agree we all own an equal
hmm,
part of it.
hmm,
We've never done any sort of sponsorship
hmm,
on it. If you were looking at it in terms of a business side, we're in the red.
yeah,
Um, as far because we do have to pay to have it hosted
hmm,
somewhere, and then it goes out to iTunes, Spotify, things like that, and then of course channel artwork you have to pay to have that done
hmm,
too. But that's not to say that there won't be sponsorships in the
Eventually.
future.
Right.
Yeah. So it's not like we're opposed to it, but we definitely haven't made it a priority. We've
Hmm.
just been enjoying just sitting down every single week and talking Pokemon and talking about what's going on in our lives.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's interesting to talk, learning about the business aspect of this podcasting because it's something that is starting to pick up a lot of heat, and no one really knows how how to make it work. And I'm trying to figure that out as well. I
Hmm.
use Podbean for my I guess RSS feed and behind the scenes to
Yeah.
get to everywhere. I don't know what you use, but it's quite interesting now. I'm really picking up some steady growth on the podcast. I think
That's
I
good.
had over like 1,500 downloads last month, and it's getting to a point where like the that Podbean is like pitching the idea to me, like, you're getting a lot of listens, you should be trying to monetize this thing. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm there yet, but it is interesting to figure that out. So coming down that road for yourself as well. I mean, how many downloads do you get on your each episode? Have you looked?
Um, I know uh, um, last year at one point we hit over 100,000.
Wow, nice.
So and that wasn't for the entire year, but it is hard to navigate a podcast. So as far as like monetizing a podcast, it is kind of hard to navigate. Whereas like YouTube, you hit a certain threshold, you're allowed to run ads. You don't really have
Hmm.
to go searching for those ads to put them on
Right.
your YouTube video.
Hmm.
Whereas podcasting, it's really kind of now just starting to take off. Just the podcast world in general,
Hmm.
it's really kind of starting to become mainstream when it comes to content. So. There's some companies that are looking to run ads, and there's other companies that are just like, we want nothing to do
Hmm.
with podcasts. They only want like video format
Yeah.
type of,
Yeah.
type of thing. So
Yeah. I mean, I've noticed that even on again, my back uh, door podcast uploading, you can put up kind of automated ads, and people, if you hit a certain threshold, companies will throw in bids and have it set up
mhm,
like YouTube, so you don't have to go searching out. But I assume that is just like a stupid low amount. Like,
probably.
yeah,
I
so
didn't even know you could do that.
I mean,
That's how much.
it depends on. I'm sure a lot of those different RSS services, those um, hosts, offer different things based on your tier or whatever level of
Mhm.
account you have. So it is interesting, but yeah, I mean, most of it you hear in podcasts is they take little breaks. Oh, this is sponsored by MeUndies or whatever
I
it
was
is, right?
just about to say that exact
Yeah,
one.
yeah. So that seems to be the go-to route right now, and I don't really know how that works, but we'll see. It's an interesting world to navigate, like you said, and kind of figure out. And I'm just enjoying it too. It's
Yeah,
it's the
just
most fun I've had creating content, building relationships with other people, and
mhm.
talking about what we love. So
Just enjoy it and have fun, because if you can't do that, then why are you doing it? You
exactly.
know what I mean? If you can't have fun, then what's going on here?
Hmm. Yeah. So well, that's cool. That's awesome. I got something to look forward to. Then I gotta get that 100,000 downloads. I gotta beat you out here. um, so yeah, I'm very competitive, but we recently did a little deal together, I guess, where we hooked you up with a um, not only that gym challenge booster box, but now a jungle booster box. This video will probably come well after
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
that jungle break. But how have you been enjoying opening some vintage packs? Because I know a while ago we used to
It's
talk about you wanting to just be able to do that.
yeah, it's been fun. It's definitely very nerve-wracking,
Hmm.
because I'm being brought on to host this. It's not my product
Hmm.
that I'm breaking. It's other people's cards. So I'm super, super nervous, because I want them to to arrive to people in pristine condition. I don't want to be
Right.
the reason why there's like a little scratch or a little crease or anything like that. But I've been enjoying it. It's been the opportunity has been really fun to do, and the platform has been very fun as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's definitely a very interesting route for it. And the gym challenge was super fun.
Yeah.
Like that one was so hyped and so such a fun stream.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and I remember during that, like at the beginning of it, I was so nervous, so nervous. I was like, I don't know how I'm going to make it this entire thing. I feel like I'm going to throw up everywhere. And but once I got the hang of it, I really got into it. Like I was getting into it. I was making up scenarios and stuff like this, and it was so much fun. And we ended up pulling the Charizard, Blaine's Charizard in it, which was really exciting. But I think what was really exciting is it was towards the end of the booster box.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's tend to happen for me on my breaks too. And because of the auction format, it makes it really exciting for people to like want to get in on it because there's that higher chance of pulling a Charizard or pulling that one card that you want from the set. So it makes it really fun when that sort of scenario happens.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm always worried just like that. When opening vintage boxes, of course, it's always like, please don't be resealed. Please don't be resealed at this point because there's so much of it going around. And then once you dive into it, you're like, please let the hollows be centered. Please let the hollows be centered, and not scratched or anything like that. So there's just so many scenarios like that it's pretty nerve wracking. So I can understand
you just hope for the best booster box possible. You hope for the best hollow rares that you can possibly pull in whatever set it is that you're opening up, because you want to be able to, add something amazing to somebody's collection. You don't want to be pulling less desirable stuff,
Right.
you want to be pulling that top tier stuff.
Yeah, so jungle will be interesting, looking at those evolutions. And I mean, even the very slim but in rare chance of maybe no symbol hollows would be just insane.
Cool. That'd be crazy.
That'd be very interesting to see, especially on an auction style platform. If that gets revealed that there's no symbol hollows, people are going to start bidding it up like crazy. So
how rare would you speculate that is to find a booster box with?
Oh man, based on, I mean, I would say at the very minimum 1 in like 10 boxes. I think it would be even rarer than that. I've seen my fair share of no symbol hollows, and we've seen a couple boxes get opened with the no symbol hollows, but I would say minimum 1 in 10. It's probably way more than that, but because that had to be a very short print run of them screwing up and needing to fix that.
And realizing it right away, pretty much.
Yeah, so that would be so cool, though. We saw it recently on someone else's break. I forget his name, a couple months ago, and I ended up buying a pack and got a Victory Bell, so that was pretty awesome.
Nice. Can you do a Victory Bell impression at all?
No idea what it sounds like. I'm sorry.
It just screams. Just goes, ah! That's it.
That's it. That's it. It's really funny. I used to. There's this website that you can mix and match like Pokemon and create your own random one, and then they mix and match the sounds they make as well. So you'll get some really weird sounds. It's really funny to play that for a while.
I remember people used to do YouTube videos on that a lot. Make like the mashup of the Pokemon looks.
Yeah, we'll have to bring it back. We'll have to do a video together.
Yes, let's do it. We'll make our own impressions. We don't have to get the impression. We'll make our own.
We'll have to guess before we do it what it'll be, and whoever's the closest wins $1 or something.
Oh yes.
Wins one Psyduck card.
Oh, see now I'm getting too competitive here.
So you just finished up this huge, awesome collection room, which you're not in right now, but
no, I'm not. The internet connection on that side, because it's literally on the complete opposite side of the house. Internet connection is not the best over there. So
you're not wired in. You got to get wired in, man.
That's something I'm working on. I'm trying to figure out. I mean, because when I say legit on the other side of the house, I mean it is as far as you can get on. I'm on one side of the house. It is all the way over there, and so I'm trying to figure out how to make that work. right now.
Okay.
But yeah, I did just finish up this collection room. It's something that I've been working on for quite some time. I hired a contractor to come in, build in these beautiful shelves, bookcases, display shelves into the wall, and it kind of wraps around the room a little bit. And I really spent a lot of time on it and making it very aesthetically pleasing. I didn't want to make it a room to where I was just jam packing everything
Hmm.
into every free spot. Um, I really wanted to have it be a nice layout to where I could record a video in there, but I could also just hang out in the room if I wanted to.
Hmm.
We got a Snorlax beanbag chair on the ground. If I just wanted to plop down on that Snorlax beanbag chair, play on my Pikachu N64, and just relax,
Yeah.
have a good time. I got the Snap Station in there.
Oh, that's
I
right.
got I got the arcade machine in there.
Yeah,
Um,
I just had Mew is Me 700 Grace on the podcast,
yes,
and
another friend of mine.
yeah, and we we've talked a lot about your unique collection pieces and the things you're always looking for. That and she has quite a few of them.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know,
She's her collection's crazy. It's
yeah,
insane.
yeah. It's funny talking to her because she's like completely done with collecting cards, which you don't hear
Hmm.
too much anymore, and she's been all in on the random food marketing,
Hmm.
advertising items of Pokemon, and being a Pokemon archivist, basically historian, and finding all these cool pieces and videos and pictures from whatever Pokemon events from back in the day. Um, so yeah,
She's
that
so good at
was
that. She's
yeah,
so good at that.
yeah. She
She
really
really is.
puts a lot of work into it and knows what she's doing.
Absolutely. I
Um,
I got I can tell a quick story
yeah.
with Grace Mew as me. Um Back in early or it was in February. It wasn't early February, later February. I did a show, a guest appearance out in Richmond, Virginia,
Mm,
and I flew out there. And she was also doing the show with the Pikachu car,
mm,
so we got to hang out. You know, the night before the show took place, we went out and we had sushi. We drove around. She showed me the city, so we got to hang out and really develop a nice friendship while I
mm.
was there. But also while I was there, um, I ended up passing a kidney stone
Oof.
while I was in Richmond, Virginia, and I was only able to do one day of the show, and I was stuck in my hotel room the rest of the weekend.
Hmm.
And I ended up going to the emergency room, and it was the pain was unbearable. And Grace was so nice to come bring me food to
Oh,
my hotel room, and she went to the pharmacy, picked up my medicine. um she was so nice, and I can never thank her enough for doing
wow.
that. Such a wonderful and a good friend. So
Wow.
um,
That's
can't
awesome.
wait to be able to go hang out with her again.
Yeah, I love Richmond. Richmond's great. I have a friend there from college that I haven't visited in a while, but used to go there. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, dude, that kidney stone stuff, yikes. My dad gets
Yeah,
them a lot, so I'll probably end up getting them because of genetics, and I am not looking forward to that at
it
all.
was my first one ever, and the thing was is that I had an X-ray prior to flying out,
Hmm.
and they said, "Oh, by the way, you have a kidney stone," because it was an X-ray for something completely different, and they said, "Oh, by the way, you have a kidney stone," and I was like, "Oh, we have to take care of that right now," and I had actually set up a surgery
Hmm.
the day before I was supposed to fly out.
Hmm.
And they said you'd be fine, perfectly fine to fly. I made sure and everything, and it wasn't like they cut you open. It's like they use lasers to like
They
break it
blast it,
down.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. They said, but however, there's a small little chance that it might not work.
Mhm.
And if it doesn't work, it's just basically going to knock it loose, and you're going to pass it like you would regularly. They're like, it's a 5% chance, so don't worry. Well, guess what happens?
Gosh, all that
So
commotion of flying and yeah, breaking up like that. Mm,
yeah, so
mm,
I was perfectly fine. Like I was in a little bit of pain from the surgery, but I was perfectly fine the day I flew out,
mhm.
and then the day after that, it was intense,
Gosh,
intense.
yikes. Yeah,
I don't wish that upon
not
anybody.
fun. Drink a lot of water, guys. Not don't drink coffee. Drink water. Do jumping jacks.
or Zevia.
or Zevia. You'll get sponsored one day.
One day. One day, I'm hoping.
So how are your collection goals coming along? I mean, you're always looking for Psyducks. You're always looking for the cool new releases, the Bear Walker stuff. Did you get the giant Psyduck, by the way?
Yes,
You did get that. Yeah.
life size Psyduck is in my possession.
Mm-hmm.
It is huge. This thing is a massive. I mean, it is legit to scale Psyduck,
Uh-huh.
and I keep it beside me when I record. I don't have it with me now, but when I record videos, it sits beside me just like it's like my Pokemon partner,
Mm-hmm.
my pal. It just hangs out with me. And I will say, with the Pokemon, boom, since it started, it has made things a little bit more difficult to obtain things and pay a price that's not astronomically through the roof. Obviously, I've talked to you about it before. I've been trying to get a PSA 10 of every Psyduck. That's made it a little bit more difficult.
Of course.
And just even going to the store trying to buy a pack of Pokemon cards is pretty much impossible at this moment.
And that's one of your big things that you do. Like I mentioned in the intro there, you're one of the things that sets you apart is like the vlog style content, and you do a lot of let's spend $100 or what can we find at Target today and that type of stuff. And yeah, there's nothing on the shelves anymore.
It's made it very, very difficult. And I went through a good period of panicking, because that was like, that's what I like to do. I like to go out and I like to be adventurous, and I don't like the entire video to just take place in my studio. I like to go out, I like to go to stores, I like to go to weird places. And it made it very, very difficult to do that. So I've had to kind of work with what is going, the current situation, and try to figure out how to still do that at the same time.
Yeah.
So I've kind of adapted to it now, and been able to kind of work around that. But it's definitely made it very, very difficult. And it wasn't something that I was, that I adapted to after 2 weeks or 3 weeks. I mean, it took months to figure out how to make all of this actually work. And obviously, one of the big types of videos that I do is going to the store and searching for hidden Pokemon cards. Looking behind the boxes and lifting up the shelves. I've been doing that since 2017, and people are like, "When's the next episode?" I'm like, there's nothing. There's literally nothing on the shelf. Everything's gone.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it could be maybe a decent time, because I'm sure there's some employees at the Walmarts and Targets that are hiding stuff for their friends in random areas. So maybe you could get lucky and find some Pokemon cards in the fish food aisle or something, and that would be interesting.
I still try to do them. It's mainly lifting up the shelves now. It takes a little bit longer to record because we have to hit more stores doing it that way.
How many packs have you found that way?
I honestly couldn't tell you, because I'm at like episode 74 in the series. So I've done a lot. Like I said, I've been doing it since 2017 is when I uploaded the first episode of Hidden Pokemon Cards. And I couldn't tell you how much stuff that I found underneath shelves, even non-Pokemon stuff. Random toys, just other products that are just sitting underneath the shelves. And I don't know what other stuff. I mean, I don't know if there's something valuable sitting underneath there, so I just leave it sitting there. So
do you believe those stories and those people that claim to have found WotC packs?
I mean,
no, yeah, I don't. I don't think there's a chance. I mean, over the course of 20 years, were those stories even there 20 years ago? How often have they changed around the entire layout of the store? I don't
know. I want to believe, honestly, I do.
Oh, yeah.
I try to look for the positive in everything. So I don't want to deny someone's find, because I've found stuff and people have told me that it's staged
Yeah.
or that it wasn't real, and it's kind of a bummerish because I know that I
Right.
legit just lifted up a shelf and I found it.
Yeah.
You know, even if it wasn't something old, it could have been something new. You know, um, so I understand that if you do find something and nobody believes you, it can be kind of a bummer
Mm-hmm.
type of situation. So I hope that it's real.
Yeah.
That gives hope. That gives hope. You know what I mean? I've seen pictures. People have sent me, people who are not content creators have
Mhm.
sent me pictures of them going to the store. They're inspired by the hidden Pokemon cards, so they want to go and do it. And
Mhm.
I've seen people find some stuff from Black and White era.
Really?
Yeah.
That's more believable.
So um, I think not the last one I did. The last one I did, I found an empty wrapper of Holland Phantoms
Oh,
underneath the shelf, which was
interesting.
really exciting because I thought it was still sealed. So,
Yeah,
and then I picked it up and it's just an empty wrapper.
that's
So
too
that was kind
bad.
of a letdown, but that was still exciting though to just find an empty wrapper
Mhm.
of it. But anything's possible. I mean, these stores have been around for quite some time, and but we're getting to the phase now to where a lot of stores are remodeling
Mhm.
and completely redoing the inside. So when that happens, you can pretty much guarantee that anything that's underneath the shelf is not going
Good.
to be there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
remember I
It's.
went to a Kmart that closed down. This was back in 2015 or 2016,
Mhm.
one of those years. And I went there, and they were legit selling everything in the store, the fixtures, everything. And they had pulled up all of the shelves, and they had a table of all the merchandise that they found underneath the shelves.
Oh.
And there was like action figures from Phantom Menace, so there's the possibilities that, I mean, Phantom Menace, that's like 99, right?
Yeah.
1999.
99 or 01, I forget. What?
So
Yeah.
I mean,
It was it's the same time frame. So yeah,
yeah,
I guess.
possibilities there.
I guess. Yeah. Maybe I'm just too skeptical. The last person that I saw do it with the Team Rocket pack, like, very clearly intentionally covered the receipt with their thumb so that you couldn't see what they had bought. Like, it was, so I didn't believe that one, but maybe that base set two
Well,
pack. Um,
there's hope. There's always hope.
there's always hope, I guess. Yeah.
There's, al- there's always hope. But yeah. I mean, I mean, back to trying to do videos, it definitely has made it
Hmm.
a lot harder. And if I want to try to find a new release, I can't go on a Monday or Tuesday to after it's been released to try to grab it. I kind of have to plan my schedule
Hmm.
around going to the store on a Friday or on a Saturday to try to grab one or two items of the new stuff. I don't clear out the shelf or
Hmm.
anything like that. I respectful. I leave stuff for other collectors. So definitely has made it difficult, but I'm trying.
Yeah.
I'm trying. Still
Are,
having fun.
are you set up for Shining Fates? What's your plan there?
Yes. I got a bunch of Shining Fates on order. So I'm not crazy worried about that. I will try to do some videos of going out and actually searching for it.
Hmm.
That's going to be pretty crazy. I have so I've been doing a thing now to where I do booster box breaks on my channel, but they're free.
Hmm.
And I nobody pays for the pack. I pay for the shipping. I basically just hold it on my Instagram or Twitter.
Hmm.
I'll just be like, hey, comment, and I just grab some random comments, and then I do a booster box break on my channel. I did one with Vivid Voltage. I'm getting ready to do one tomorrow with Shiny Star V.
Hmm.
I have one planned for Shining Fates. I'm going to do one for Battle Style. So I'm just doing some free booster box breaks that legit cost people no money at all,
Wow.
and just putting some happiness out there.
That's cool.
You don't have to like be a channel member. You don't even have to be subscribed to my channel.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just putting some positivity out there.
That's pretty awesome. Yeah. I thought I was doing something good where I was selling Vivid Voltage packs for retail price.
I
um,
mean, to be fair, that is good.
yeah, yeah,
That's
but
very good.
yeah, because I mean, the packs, all these breaks happening now, and breaks are fun. It's great to enjoy that I guess, event with other people online, they just can get pretty expensive pretty fast, and I think have been a big part of why a lot of the prices are getting to where they're at. I mean, I think Evolution's definitely got a nice little boost from breaks. I think, and of course, Shining Fates, or
Mhm.
Shiny Star V did, and so did Vivid Voltage. The modern breaks, I think, have really been a big part of kind of pumping up the prices a little bit.
Oh yeah, I absolutely. I
Yeah.
I would say, um, especially if somebody doesn't have access to like distribution,
Hmm.
then the only option is to go to a Walmart, a Target, a local card game shop, and buy the product there
Hmm.
and do it. I don't go through a distribution,
Hmm.
so um, I just it's pre-orders. I have some people that help me out with stores they own, and they sell to me for retail price. So,
Hmm.
um, but it's a lot of going out and searching.
Yeah,
You know,
it's getting difficult. I mean, even the stores that I have really good relationships now with, they're starting to get greedy, and they're not honoring what we've come to with the amount of product. I'm basically the one that like advised them, you need to buy this, you need to buy as much as possible, and we agree like, yeah, you'll get this much. And it's funny, they're getting greedy now because of how hot Pokemon is, and I'm not getting what they're promising. So, I mean,
and how much?
aside from the allocation, I know all the allocation issues for everybody that deals with distributors. So, um,
Mhm.
but yeah, it's pretty frustrating. So now I'm gonna have
Yeah,
to figure that one out.
I have some shops that are, they're charging double. I have some shops that are charging triple.
Mm.
You know, um, and then some shops are just they're not even carrying Pokemon.
Yeah.
They're just they're done because they're done until like a new set comes out because they don't want to overcharge people, so they're just opting out of not even carrying it. Period.
Wow. That's not
So
great business, but okay.
um it is crazy to walk into a local card game shop that I could have walked into a year ago,
Hmm.
and they had all this product that they couldn't get rid of.
Yeah.
And fast forward a year now, and the prices of it are tripled,
Yeah, it's
and
ridiculous.
it's selling on top of it.
It's incredible. Yeah, my one of my local stores, they do a good job of setting a somewhat fair price. It's not retail, but it's a little bit and of a increase, but it's also not eBay prices. So I think
Mhm.
they kind of find a middle ground there, and then they limit it to how many you can buy for each person, and they don't
That's
offer
good. That's good.
pre-orders anymore. And yeah, so it's pretty fair. I think they do a really good job with it, and they get enough product where it lasts, a few days, for people to come in. But yeah, you just got to take your parents, your brothers, your friends, then you can get a bunch of it. But
Do you? I mean, do you think through the better part of this year, we still see it being like this with modern stuff, to where it's pretty much impossible to get at a Walmart or a Target unless you go there the day they restock?
yeah, unfortunately, yeah, it's gonna just continue to get worse and worse and worse because of all the excitement of 25th anniversary, of all the excitement of Pokemon Snap, and the
Hmm.
just the sheer increase in people doing this as a business. People are
Hmm.
quitting their jobs and or starting to do this on the side as breakers and do whatever they can because it's literally free money if you're able to pick up anything from a retail shop, hop on YouTube Live or whatnot or wherever and do a break and make 20, 30, 40% on that. I don't think it's going to end until I don't know, until something goes wrong, and I don't know what that thing is going to be. So modern is so strong, it's so exciting. It's a lot of fun right now. So I don't see modern going anywhere.
I think if and when uh, they can get, the printing factories back to running at 100%, because they're not running at 100% right now.
Are they? I mean, what do we actually know about that? I mean,
I think the speculation is that they're not running at 100%, and I feel like there was some sort of statement or something.
oh
I could
really?
be wrong on that, but I would tend to believe that, because most
Hmm.
most factories are not running at 100%
Yeah.
due to the situation. Now, I'm not saying that running at 100% eventually would fix the problem, but it would definitely help just a little bit, because you're able to make as much as you normally could.
Right. Yeah,
You know,
I am curious to see what that actual limitation is right now, because that is kind of the go-to feeling and understanding, is that things are shut down in places and there's still
mhm.
logistical issues, but that stuff's
It,
pretty automated, the printing, so they could just leave that on for 24 hours a day, I feel like.
I mean, there's people that have to package it up, and you
Yeah.
know, there's still a lot more people
Mhm.
that are needed to do it. I'm sure you could, if something goes wrong with the machine, you have to have somebody there
Right.
to take care of the machine and all that. I
Mhm.
find it very interesting, and it's just kind of like mind blowing that, when a new set gets released, especially with Vivid Voltage, I'd go to the store on release day, and there would only be, they've only stocked with 2 Elite Trainer boxes
Mhm.
on the shelf. When, a year ago, you would see 10, 15 Elite Trainer boxes being stocked at every single store. And now it's like 2 or 3 per
Mhm.
store, it's crazy to see it go from such a high number to such a low number,
Yeah, that
especially with
that
it
is
being.
true. Yeah, I guess you're right about that. I mean, unless we're just missing something and there's people taking things off the truck, taking things out the back, keeping it for themselves later on. There's a lot
I'd
of
hope
fishy
not.
stuff. There's a lot of fishy stuff that goes on in the world. Pokemon is not
Oh,
excluded from that. So
I want to try to believe the best in people.
yeah,
It's I know
yeah,
I
me
I,
too.
I,
But
I could be naive, but that's just me trying to hold out for hope.
yeah, but yeah, that will be an interesting thing to see. Um, I think when this stuff does kind of clear up, and let's say they are able to get to 100% capacity, um, I think the narrative is going to be written that, oh, people just kind of lost interest and are moving on back with their normal life. But we won't. I wonder if we'll actually know. I wonder how much we'll actually get to learn and understand about all that, because the conversation right now is either there's the two sides to it, right? It's either, yeah, they're just not able to pump out as much as they are normally able to, and the other
Mhm.
conversation is demand is just at a crazy, crazy high point right now, that no matter what they do, it's still going to be this way. Um, so I think if both of those are true, when we get back to normal life and they are able to increase that supply by whatever percent, and then all the people that get back into their normal life, going back to work or being able to travel again, doing regular
Mhm.
things, that demand will go down. So that could very well be the time that things just kind of blow up in our faces, or very well could not. Could just make things a whole bunch better. So no one actually knows what's going to happen. But
I mean,
that's
either
a
way, I'm gonna keep enjoying it though.
yeah, that's a scary kind of reflection point to look out for. I think in whatever near future term that's going to be, just from the market business side of things. Um, I think there will be enough demand continuing through all that, and it will finally allow everybody to be able to get packs at
Mhm.
retail pricing and be able to enjoy it. So, yeah, it'll be an interesting time when that happens. I'm really really curious to see how strong this demand really is, or if it's just a bunch of greedy people trying to flip
Yeah,
and sell. And
I'm not. People ask me if I'm worried about some sort of crash, or it going downhill or something like that, and
Mhm.
I'm really not, because I've been doing content since 2014, so that's well before a boom and all this interest
Right.
in Pokemon. So it doesn't worry me at all, because
Hmm.
I've been doing it for so long now, and I do it because I love doing it.
Hmm.
Um, But one of the interesting things that a lot of people have been doing is going back and watching a lot, because I do a lot of vlog style, like you said,
Hmm.
and a lot of people are going back and watching a lot of my older videos from years ago, and they're looking at what the shelves used to look like back then. And it's so, and I didn't even think about that at the time when I was filming it, that it really was kind of like capturing the moment
Hmm.
and putting it in a time capsule
Yeah.
to to see what it would look like years from now. And you go back and you watch some of those videos, and just there was so much stuff on the shelves that it was just falling off of the shelves,
Yeah.
because there was so much product there from all sorts of sets, and you go back and look at it now, and the Shining Legends, hundred
Oh my
dollar ultra
gosh. Yeah.
premium collect. There's I just watched one of my old videos the other day, and there's like three of them sitting on the shelf, and it's crazy to think just what was sitting there
Yeah.
years
Yeah.
ago.
I mean, specifically Shining Legends, I just would always stare at it and be like, I should buy this, and never did. Um, but yeah, I mean, we kind of itch for that stuff now. Of I wish we had videos of the old stores and the Pokemon Center and in New York, and
Hmm.
just videos of tournaments or something, right? And um, yeah, I think we have a lot of that now, which is great. So looking back at like we're gonna have that same feeling 20 years from now. Kids are gonna have that same feeling 20 years from now, wanting to go back and see what it was like. What was Hidden Fates like during the craze? What was it like before? That's a
Hmm.
whole, that's nostalgia being built today, right? So it'll definitely be interesting um, for people to watch down the road. Um, and there'd be so much more variety and content to be able to look back and watch. So
Hmm. I mean,
that's exciting that's kind of a thing now.
yeah, and it's just so interesting how much a few years can make a difference. Because if you go back and watch one of my videos from 2017, it's a drastic difference between then and what it looks like now
Hmm.
and what was on the shelf. So, I can only imagine, 20 years from now. It's so awesome that we have all these platforms that we can archive these videos to go back and see what things were like back in the old days. Um, we don't really have much footage of
Hmm.
stuff from the 90s and early 2000s. And if we do, it's on somebody's VHS,
Yeah,
sitting in their closet or in their attic or basement,
yeah.
Um,
It's that and the same kind of newsreels that we see over and over again. Those same
yeah.
like little interviews that they did at whatever shops and the Pokemon craze that was happening in 1999. Um,
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what people kind of go back to during this time. Will they um, appreciate and love the openings? Will they appreciate and love the vlog style stuff? Will they appreciate and love the podcast
Mhm.
stuff? Or will that'll be a fun thing to look back at in 20 years, if especially like in my mind, I feel like I will have moved on hopefully from Pokemon and all this and have like a family and doing things, enjoying life outside of my little studio camera setup here. Um, so it's interesting. I've never really sat down to think about that. Like I'm putting all this out here that I'll be able to see if YouTube's still alive, that I'll be able to see in 40 years when I'm 60, 67 or whatever, right? Like
Mhm.
it's like wow. Wow, that's really cool. I mean, I've always
I
imagined that with like movie stars and whatnot, right? You think about they get to be frozen in time with the movies they do, and
Mhm.
I mean, we have that. Anybody has that same ability to do that to
Absolutely.
record themselves and put it on YouTube. So it's
Absolutely.
pretty cool.
And it's so funny. I remember we talked not too long ago. We were talking about doing videos years down the road. You asked me, do I want to still be doing Pokemon videos at 65? And I said, absolutely. I want to be a 65-year-old man still going to the stores and lifting up the shelves and just being my weird self. That's how much I love it. I mean, I'll be getting, I could be getting just 10 views at that point. And I don't know. There's just something that's just so fun about all of this. It just
Hmm.
makes me happy
Yeah,
in general.
yeah,
Happiness is key.
yeah. No, and Pokemon's not going anywhere. Like they're gonna be
Oh,
around
oh no.
forever, dude. Like I just don't see any reason for them to leave.
I mean,
Like
it's right there with, when you think of your big brands, you think of your Marvels, your Disney, DC, Star Trek, Star Wars, which, 90% of what I just named was Disney.
at this point, yeah.
But, when you think of those big brands that are always on products in the store, whether they be food or toys or clothes, there's always those one product, there's those one brands.
hmm
And I think Pokemon has submitted or cemented itself as one of those brands forever.
Gosh, imagine
It-
if Disney bought Pokemon and just ruined it.
I honestly was worried at one point that was going to happen. I, I
Although the one benefit we would get Disneyland Pokemon for sure. Like they would 100% do a whole. They would probably just take down the Epcot Center and make it Pokemon Center, just a whole Pokemon World Center that you could go to. That would be awesome. So I wouldn't be opposed to it, although they would probably ruin it.
um, there was at one point that the anime was on Disney XD,
Mm,
and I wasn't for it.
mm,
I'm sure they would pump out the merch like none other. But I kind of like Pokemon just being in its own world. Nintendo and Pokemon and Game Freak and creatures. I just
hmm
like that kind of being its own world.
Yeah.
So I will say I think Star Wars, it was a good move for Disney to acquire Star Wars.
Mm, it was, but they still ruined it. They didn't let George Lucas do his thing.
But you wouldn't have had things like, I know Mandalorian super popular, so
Oh,
you
that
wouldn't have had
yeah. But
things like that.
John Favreau's a mastermind. Anything that guy touches is just gold. So they did good with that. They did good with the Mandalorian.
I mean, there's going to be any brand, there's going to be your good things, and then there's going to be your Steam Siege. So,
Steam Siege to the moon, man. It'll be the meme set for the rest of time. I think with the amount of hatred towards it, it will eventually become something.
Yeah, and I don't hate it. I just think it's so funny
Yes,
how
you
like
do. We all hate it.
I really don't. I think it's so funny just how like Steam Siege just kind of like the haha joke.
hmm
And what really showed me that there was a Pokemon boom is when you couldn't easily get Steam Siege anymore, and the prices of Steam Siege cards were starting to go up in value. And I was like, okay, we've really, really hit the boom now.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what it really told me.
All right. Well, that also tells me that we might be in a bubble. It's a little scary because no one ever wanted it. I don't think anyone wants it now, but people are still buying it. So it's little things like
remember-
that are just
I remember playing in pre-releases for Steam Siege
really.
back in the day. Oh yeah. And I even helped run a couple of the tournaments because I was a Pokemon professor,
Mm,
back around that time period where I was able to judge tournaments. So I got the staff promos and all that stuff for Steam
really?
Siege. So it's kind of a little fun memory for me. But
hmm
yeah, I remember playing in the pre-releases and everybody being so hyped about the set, and everybody wanting it, and just to see it kind of turn into
A
a meme
disaster.
type of set is so funny. So,
Yeah. All right.
but
Well, what else have you picked up any interesting things for your collection lately? What's
um, so I got that life-size Psyduck, and I just bought this huge Lapras plush that is almost as big as the Psyduck.
mm,
It's I mean, obviously not life size, but it is ginormous. I've really been picking up a lot of cards lately, obviously, to do videos
hmm
and stuff like that. I spent probably a little too much back in October, November, December
mm,
buying non-card things, so I'm trying to slow it down just a little bit right now because I know 25th anniversary is coming up, so
hmm
I want to be prepared for that and make sure I have the funds to do that.
Don't we
But I
all?
definitely have I definitely have my eye on some things that I want,
Okay.
but I don't know if anything's going to come from that or
hmm
not. Just like I said, everything price wise is through the roof at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I just bought not too long ago. I bought a copy of Hey You Pikachu, still in the box,
Oh, that's
um,
cool.
for N64. So I pick up like random things
Mm-hmm.
like that. I'm always on Facebook Marketplace trying to find those deals and flea markets and stuff like that. I love finding that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I got easily convinced to buy a Pikachu guitar after talking to Grace, and I bought a couple of those Daniel Arsham Charizard cards.
Uh huh.
So, yeah, I'm in deep with this non-Pokemon card stuff. It's getting out of hand. I need to back off that as well a little bit.
I mean, there's just such a wide variety of Pokemon items out there. You
Mhm.
know, especially if you open up to releases from all countries.
Yeah.
You know, Japan, UK, Australia. You know, just because all these countries kind of have their own exclusive merch as well too.
Mhm.
And once you start opening up to that, that's when it can become really, really difficult.
Yeah, well, UK's finally started to get their own promos, those little
Y-
football uh, cards, and they got discontinued. We don't know what's going on with that. We only saw the Eevee and Grookey, and then, US, North America got the special delivery Pikachu, and then we're supposed to get the Charizard, but who knows if that's ever going to happen. And then, of course, Japan does all of their unique releases that are awesome that none of us get to
mhm.
really see unless you buy from there. Um, so yeah, it is cool to see that, and you know, I guess the U.S. is getting more of the limited release stuff of like the Bear Walker skateboard
Yeah.
and those Daniel Arsham things. I think China gets those as well though too. So uh, yeah, it's interesting. I mean, we've all been itching to get limited release product, and we're not really getting the cards. We're just getting the random kind of unique artist
Mhm.
stuff um, in North America in the U.S. So I wonder if that'll ever shift because yeah, I was talking with Squeaks, my co-host on my other podcast, about how there might be an opportunity here for Pokemon to finally open up another Pokemon Center or something in the U.S. and maybe something like that could help promote
Mhm.
getting special release cards and promos and stuff out here.
Well,
So,
I'm glad you brought that up. Well, first of all, shout out to Squeaks,
yeah.
obviously. Um, we love you, Squeaks.
Yeah.
Um, but the Pokemon Center was actually a topic that Jordan and I talked about a couple weeks ago
Mm,
on our podcast of like, if they're going to open up one in the United States, where is the best location to open that up?
Detroit.
And well, that wasn't on my list, but um, you know, I'm from Indianapolis,
Hmm.
and so I didn't pick Indianapolis.
Mm,
But obviously, the first one was opened up in New York.
mm-hmm.
Um, I, however, don't think New York is the best location.
Mm-mm.
And I had two options that I said. One would be Mall of America, because it's a very touristy spot and
Mm-hmm.
it's a big shopping center. So even if you have people that are not going there for Pokemon, they don't even know it's there, and then
Mm-mm.
they walk by it, they're still going to go in probably
Yeah.
because they're so fascinated by what is going on in there. Or my other one was Chicago
Yeah.
because I think Chicago is very centralized,
Mm-hmm.
so it's a lot easier access
I also
for
think
people.
there's a Pokemon Center distribution center nearby as well.
Oh, okay.
So that could make sense. The Mall of America, I think they're struggling pretty hard. I think the malls are dying or have been dying forever. So that would
Don't
be a
say that.
stretch.
Don't say that.
I would hate if it was in LA. Absolutely hate it. San Francisco. Yeah, I think Chicago. I think Chicago would be the best case scenario for Pokemon.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, very centralized.
Hmm.
They did Pokemon Go Fest there
Yeah.
uh, a couple years, so
Hmm.
um, I don't know. It just seems to make sense when you think about it geographically.
Right. In San Francisco, they have Niantic is there, which is the company that created Pokemon Go.
Hmm.
So that would be kind of the reasoning or a reason to be out there as well. I think Chicago or San Francisco would be the choices, but
I could see it. I could see maybe one day it getting its own store. I'm honestly surprised it hasn't by now. Um,
yeah,
I don't know. It part of me wants to say like, yeah, it's going to happen, and another part of me says no.
it'll never
It,
happen.
it's not going to happen.
I mean,
I'm
we ruined the New York one. We'll probably ruin the next one. So Japan doesn't
if
want
we
to deal
can
with us.
if we can just keep the hype going,
Hmm.
I think it'd be fantastic if we
Yeah.
can make it happen.
Hmm.
I think it would. I think it can happen.
Yeah.
Let's
We'll see.
start a petition.
Start a petition, raise some money, just open our own.
Open up our own book.
So have you started grading anything? I finally sent in those 2 Psyducks, those shoot
the
the black and white release.
yeah.
What are they called?
I mean, well, it's just technically Psyduck.
The Psyduck, yeah, but it's who's the artist? It's not Kasube. It's it is Kasube, I think. I forget.
Yeah,
Is it Kasube? I
Yeah,
don't remember.
I believe, but yeah, I know exactly
Yeah, you know what
which
I'm
one you're
talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah, I finally sent those off to get graded, so I don't know where they're at or when I'll get them back, but hopefully I get them back soon because those
Did you
cards
pay
are
for
awesome.
the super fast shipping?
No. I think I actually sent them to CGC because they're blue and CGC has a blue label, so I was like, oh, that'll look cool. So I did that. I think.
I have stuff that I'm ready to send.
Mhm.
It's a very slow process over here because it's like I'm basically prioritizing like what I need to do, and that's
Mhm.
never at the top of my priority list is sending stuff out to PSA.
Mhm.
But I have a bunch of things that I would just like to just send out in one swoop. Obviously,
Mhm.
those Psyducks are one of them. The Blaine's Moltres
Ooh, that's
is
right.
another one that because yeah, you were actually on my YouTube channel,
That's right.
and you showed off the Kangaskhan. Then
Which
we opened up
I
we opened
sold.
up one. You sold it?
Yeah, I sold. I know we talked about you
What?
getting to see it one day, but I sold it.
What?
Yeah, it was time to go.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's fair. It's fair enough.
Sorry.
It's fair enough. It's fair enough.
I needed
At
to
least
expand the business and help grow and build and
understandable.
yeah.
At least we got to do a video of it, so
Mhm.
it's there, capsulated forever.
Mhm.
We opened up one Gym Heroes first edition booster pack, just one.
Yeah.
Ended up pulling the Blaine's Moltres from it, so that's one that I'm going to send off, and then just a bunch of other random things. I got some
Mhm.
shiny Charizards that have just been sitting there for forever
Yeah.
that I haven't
Well,
sent off, and
you know, after that opening, we talked about who the seller was, and we found some Neo Destiny packs, and I bought them all.
you,
Or sorry, Neo Genesis first edition packs from that seller that you had got the
yeah,
Rockets Moltres out of. So I was like, okay, trusted seller. Let's take a risk and see if these packs are unweighed. Bought, I think, 5 of the first edition Neo Genesis packs that he had listed, I think, which was all of them.
Did you open them?
I opened both heavy packs. There was 2 heavy packs. I pulled a Skarmory, first edition holo, and then I pulled a Lugia, first edition holo from those packs.
What? No way!
Yeah.
What in the world?
Yeah, I opened them up like, well, I put the video out on Christmas Day. I opened them up like the day or 2 before. So that
Oh, I'm so jealous.
that Lugia is off getting graded right now. Should be back soon. But wow.
I'm so jealous because I think I know I talked to you about it shortly after we did that video because I actually had went back because I was going to buy them.
Oh, were you really?
Yeah, I was going to buy them and I noticed they weren't there anymore and I think I texted you
Yeah.
and you were like, "Hey, yeah, I bought the packs," and oh, you pulled a Lugia. Oh man.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Thank you for that. Um,
uh,
you picked up the Team Rocket packs though, right? I think.
yeah, I got the
Yeah.
first edition Team Rockets.
Okay. Have you opened those?
No,
Okay.
I haven't opened up the box they shipped them in.
Oh wow. Well,
Yeah, they're
you,
still in there,
you might have a Dark Charizard in there then. That could be cool.
or not.
Or not. Yeah. But yeah, man, I'm so like so I did the Gen 1, I've got the Charizard, I did the Gen 2, which was the Lugia, now the Gen 3. I need to open up the Gold Star Rayquaza, but I don't know if that's ever going to happen.
And Lugia has been one of my like most wanted for a while,
Mhm.
and I was gonna buy one back in the summer of 2019. I was like, "Ooh, man, I just don't know if I can do that." And obviously now,
No, really can't
looking at
do
the
it.
prices, yeah, I'm like, yeah, I really can't do it now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing.
um, so well, congratulations on that, Lugia.
Oh,
That's very awesome that
thank
you
you.
pulled that.
Thank you.
Um, you still have the other packs.
I do. I do have the
So
other
those are
packs.
not open, but those are light though.
I assume so, yeah.
Okay.
The Neo series is a weird time where the pack weights are very, very close and hard to deal with. So, um, I wasn't convinced that the two I had were heavy, but it was confirmed because I opened them. So, uh, I, I I did write down the weights. I always keep track of that stuff so I can be educated and help educate people when they ask. Um,
Hmm.
and yeah, I'm pretty sure they're light, but you never
Well,
know. You still never
that's.
know. Like it's a shot.
I mean, right?
Yeah.
You open it up and it might not even be. It could be modern cards when you open it
Right.
up. You
Exactly.
know, heavy modern cards.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's so awesome. It is so it's so cool to hear that when it's just a couple packs too.
hmm
Like you didn't open up an entire booster box to try to get that. It was just a couple packs, and
hmm
you just really hit the luck right there.
Yeah, I tend to get that a
That's
lot.
what I truly enjoy hearing.
I mean, it
It,
happened with the first edition Charizard too. It was literally two packs. So,
I
um,
mean, it gives hope to people
yeah,
that like you don't have to buy an entire booster box to pull that one card that you want. That you could
right.
just buy a pack and get super lucky.
Just from a trusted seller.
Yeah, absolutely, from a
Yeah.
trusted seller.
Yeah, that's the big
Always.
key. That's the big key.
That's always something I worry about is buying something from
hmm
a trusted seller. So I
Yeah.
mean, obviously we know there is go-to people
hmm
that have built up that trust, but sometimes you might find something that is a good deal, and you're like, "Ooh,
Yeah.
is it too good to be true?" Type of a good deal.
Right. Yeah. No, it's tough. I mean, when you do find a trusted seller, they typically ask for market or above market, so it's always hard to pull that trigger, but it's 100% worth it. It's always worth it to pay that little bit of extra to get something like that from a well-known, well-trusted source.
Now, and this is kind of completely 360, but just going back to the 25th anniversary, I wanted to kind of get your take on what types of items do you think we're going to see
Hmm.
this year? Obviously, they've put out a press release of they're partnering up with Build-A-Bear, Levi's,
Hmm.
Mattel, Funko, and they said
Wow.
more to come. So, what types of items do you predict possibly, or that you would like to even see?
Yeah. Well, I didn't even realize that was happening. I didn't see that press release, so that's good to know. Um,
Levi's is very interesting. That's a kind of a throwback, I feel.
yeah, definitely a throwback. We'll see some weird um, Pokemon jean jackets and
Oh, I'm there. If there's a jean jacket, count me in.
so
Count me in.
that could be fun. I mean, from the card standpoint, I'm still trying to figure out what they're gonna do with that. Like, it seems so hyped up right now. It's gonna be. I feel like it's gonna be a disappointment now. Um, but like random items that might be coming out, it's. I mean, you kind of knocked them all out there, right? You got clothing, you've got more plushies, Mattel, some more toys, Funko, some more collectibles.
With Mattel, I find interesting because their toy license is with Jazzwares,
Mm-hmm.
and Jazzwares. Obviously the wonderful Jeremy Padower,
Hmm.
doing some amazing work. They have the main toy line, so it doesn't make sense to have two toy lines with Mattel
Hmm.
and with Jazzware. So my prediction is what makes sense for Pokemon to partner up with Mattel with, and a Barbie. Pokemon Barbies.
Oh
I think we're
man,
going to
all the
see Pokemon.
waifus,
We're going to see Pokemon Barbies. I'm calling it
Pokemon,
right now.
Pokemon waifu Barbies. You saw the
I think
buyout of all the full art girl trainers, right?
I
Um,
heard something about that.
yeah, all the waifu Pokemon trainer cards got bought out, prices skyrocketed. So that would be quite interesting. I actually recorded with Jeremy Padower a couple days ago, and that will come out before yours, but
Mhm.
later. Um, and I picked his brain a little bit about the toy industry and why, other, these companies give their licenses out to different people, and it's because each manufacturer kind of has their niche, their specialty of the type of products they make. So, I mean, knowing that Mattel is probably the largest toy maker,
I
just
would say,
based
yeah.
off of the name. I really don't know the ins and outs of the toy industry. Um, they could very well be doing higher end Pokemon pieces. Um,
Mhm.
if that's what Mattel does, I honestly don't know what Mattel does, if what their specialty is with Pokemon or with toys, but they do Barbie, I guess. So
They
that
do
could be
Barbie, they
that.
do Hot Wheels.
Okay.
So Hot Wheels could be a possibility too. I mean,
It,
those are
it'll be in everything. Like if they have that license, it will be in everything. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there were Misty, Sabrina, Barbies, and
I mean, it
The
could even
Pikachu
just
Bug
be,
remake of Hot Wheel.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, it could even just be of Barbie
Mm.
and just kind of like, a Pikachu costume. It could be something even just as simple as that, like Barbie's a fan of Pokemon and it's just all this
I'd
Pokemon
really,
merch.
I really like them to bring back some sort of throwback. Maybe the
Oh
Tech
yeah.
Deck skateboards, bring those back. Um, what other toy? I mean, I remember the bouncy balls. That won't be that exciting.
They had
Um,
the talking ones,
mm,
like the talking toys where like just their head kind of like
mm-hmm,
moved and they, say their name obviously.
mm-hmm.
Those were really really big. I
Yeah.
remember back in the day. The ones of the Game Boy, and it would shoot out the little
Oh
ball,
yeah. Okay. Yeah, I remember
and you,
those.
you would like knock down. I guess you just knock down the toys with.
Yeah, that's what it
I
was. Yeah, yeah. So
don't really know what the point of that was, but I had them.
yeah, we'll probably see a little bit of everything, but what I would like to see is tech decks that come back or something similar that I can't think of right now that was like that.
I have that in my background. I have a coughing one
You do?
tech
Okay.
deck, yeah, in
I
my
think they
background.
made
I,
72 of them back in the day.
I don't know if they were technically tech decks either.
Neither do I.
I don't think they were. I think it was
Really?
just kind of their own brand. Yeah.
Hmm. Well, yeah.
So,
Be prepared for just a wave of Pokemon product then if they're teaming up with Mattel and all these guys. Um,
well,
wow.
as far as the card standpoint, then I
Yeah,
mean,
the card standpoint, it's still just speculating on and I think we've written this narrative for ourselves because Pokemon hasn't led on to anything.
mhm.
Evolutions 2.0 with Neo sets or maybe even just maybe if they would skip that and do like a reprint of EX Sandstorm or something weird like that. Um,
I think the general thing from what I've seen from the community, even myself included, is that most people want Neo. a reprint of all the starters. They did the Neo ones yeah.
and they did the base set, but they also did like everything else after that for all the starter Pokemon. So that really threw me off. Now the 25th anniversary it's not going to be a subset, right? It's going to be like evolutions, like it's a full
Yeah.
set.
Mhm.
So they got to look out for playability. They've got to look out for that. So I don't think we'll see like shinings and stuff like that, shiny Pokemon, like the subsets we get, because that's going to be shiny V or whatever, or shining fates. Um, so yeah, I mean I just don't have a wide enough set. I'm just stuck on that idea of Evolution's Neo, and I would love it. Everybody would love it. Like it's
Absolutely.
the right play, and bringing out that original Lugia artwork and bringing in full art Typhlosions and full art Ho-Oh, or well, I guess Neo Gen. I mean, maybe if they just mixed in the entire Neo series, that would be awesome. Instead of just doing base set, if they did Neo with something, a little bit of something from each Neo set, that would be cool.
25 years is obviously that's kind of like the first big anniversary is 25th,
Yeah.
And so I can also see it wanting to celebrate all of Pokemon TCG history and not just a specific era. So I could also see them doing picking certain things from all these sets in the past and combining it into one set.
Yeah, I mentioned the idea of like a legendary collection Neo set is what I would really want to bring back those firework reverses. But yeah, maybe it would be a legendary collection type set, like you said, but for every so yeah, the highlights of every era, every generation. That would just be a powerhouse set. That would be interesting to see on the secondary market what would happen.
And how do you and the crazy thing is like how do you make that choice of what cards are in that set too?
Yeah, because I mean, if you just do Charizard, Lugia, Rayquaza, like Shining like just all the big crystals, every pack is gonna be just worth a ton of money, and I think that would just kill the excitement, to be honest. So
if people it's too much excitement, like I can't handle it.
Everyone's heads would just blow up.
I mean,
it'd be fun.
that would be. I mean, that'd be a good way to go. It's just, and at the same time, it's like, there's so many awesome Charizards. So which Charizard is picked for the set, and what specific card of that Pokemon do you pick too? I would definitely not want to be the person making that decision of which card gets put in a set.
Yeah, that's gonna be that's got to be a tough one. But
regardless,
I'm excited.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right. I would hope that, I hope that by then that they would have been prepped long enough to produce a lot of this. I think they're just kind of now getting the hang of everything obviously going on in the world and trying to get things out on a regular basis and stuff like that. So I think they definitely finally got the hang of that now. So I'm hoping that they're able to prepare enough for that set if and when it does get released later in the year. Yeah, if and when. November could come and it could just be a regular set. There's no confirmation that it's some sort of anniversary.
Right.
We're just assuming based off of 20th anniversary. So, that like I said, it could very well come that it's just a regular set.
Yeah.
And that's it. But I highly doubt it.
Right, me too. I just don't want to get my hopes up too high. I need to keep talking like it's going to be a disappointment, so I lower my expectations, and then I get excited when it does come out, no matter what.
You might not be able to handle the excitement.
But yeah,
I mean, it just even like looking at the skateboard thing that that went on the week that we're recording this. That was it crashing the website. People are getting logged out. They can't even log in.
People got banned.
People got blocked. I got blocked too. I was refreshing like maybe once every 10 minutes.
Oh.
I wasn't like constantly doing it either. I was like once every 10 minutes.
Wow.
And so, going forward, is that what it's going to be like for all of the drops when it comes to 25th anniversary? So it might be a little bit of a frustrating and exciting year at the same time, but I would definitely encourage people to not let it ruin your fun and at the end of the day, you still get to enjoy Pokemon,
Mm-hmm.
whether you have a skateboard or you don't have a skateboard.
Right.
You know, you still can enjoy Pokemon.
Yeah, very true. Good point. Well, dude, I'm excited. It's going to be a big year for Pokemon, big year for you, big year for me, big year for all of us. I really hope that you could start picking up those vlog videos again and find some stuff.
What I do have a series that I'm hoping to be able to do this year,
Mm-hmm.
as long as safety obviously is the number one priority.
Mm-hmm.
But I did announce on the channel that I am working on it, of traveling to people, seeing other people's collections, and showcasing them and their collection, not just their collection, but them as well, and hearing their story, hearing their backstory, who they are,
Mm-hmm.
how they fell in love with Pokemon, and trying to find some just very unique items, because there's lots of Pokemon collectors out there that have amazing stuff that don't do content,
Yeah.
and they're not interested in doing content, but maybe they might be interested in showing off something.
Mm-hmm.
But I just really want to just show more of the community, of all this stuff that brings people together. So I'm hoping to be able to do that this year. I have some things lined up, but once again, it all comes down to safety, and if it's even a possibility to even do. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, good luck with that. That's something that I kind of wanted to turn this podcast thing into like a Netflix type show, where I was able to do something like that. So that's going to be exciting to see. I hope it goes really well, and I hope it happens sooner than you think it will. I think that's something that I like to do here, right? Is have these lesser known individuals that are a big part of the collecting history of Pokemon. So that's going to be really cool that you're doing that and do that in person. That's going to be a lot of fun to watch. So I'm looking forward to that.
I'm hoping, fingers crossed. I'm trying to definitely make sure the production value's up there.
Mm-hmm.
Have a cameraman with me.
Mm-hmm.
Have someone else with me that's kind of like an assistant, given their point of view and what it looks like to them. So there's all these eyes and minds coming together to try to produce a really valuable and fun and entertaining piece. So I'm really trying to put a lot into this. So
awesome.
And trying to give back, and put some smiles on people's faces as much as possible. Those free box breaks, and got some big. I don't want to reveal anything, but some big things of giving back planned. So
sweet, yeah, and hopefully something that we can do together here soon as well. So
absolutely,
yeah.
Fingers crossed on that too.
Yeah.
Luckily, like I said, we're not that far apart.
We're not. We'll make it happen. It's gonna get there. I'm excited. So
yes.
But thank you, man. Thank you so much for your time again today to hop on the podcast for the second time. And of course, we'll be in touch as we always are, and hopefully,
absolutely.
Of course, everyone go follow Real Breaking Nate if you haven't already. One of the best in the business in the YouTuber space. So, thank you again, man.
Thank you.
And thank you for all the advice and teaching and stuff around this whole thing that I'm doing, because I have been overwhelmed, and having people like you and others that are my friends to help me out along the way has been really great.
Well, anytime I'm here, and even if it's not relating to content, I'm always here to lend an ear, to give advice, to just talk, and I appreciate your friendship. And like I said earlier on the podcast, we've got to really know each other on a very personal level, and I'm very thankful for that. So thank you for your friendship, and letting me be part of your life, and just the smallest amount, so
yeah. Well, thank you for the kind words back, and thank you all for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, and get the story out there. Get Nate's story out there. It's the whole reason we're doing this is to spread positive vibes and good things for this community. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.